This is the U.S. General Hanging Tool Cabinet from Harbor Freight. I got it back in 2019 to help organize my garage, and now that I've had it for a few years, I thought I'd make a video on it. So this video will have 4 parts: quick notes, the good, the not so good, and am I glad I got it? So let's get started. Quick notes. So to start off the quick notes, know what you're getting. I don't really consider this a heavy-duty cabinet. The specs say each shelf can hold up to 20 pounds, but I try not to tax the capacity too much. I mainly use it to store cans, bags, and bottles. I keep some bulkier items on top, but combined, I doubt they even weigh more than 10 or 12 pounds. If you're installing this by yourself, the cabinet is about 4 feet long by 2 feet tall and can be unwieldy, especially if you're installing it on your own. So one thing I did to make the installation easier was slap a board on the wall, making sure it was nice and level, and that the top of the board was where I wanted the bottom of my cabinet to reside. I then placed the cabinet on the board before attaching it to the wall. Easy peasy. Not using the board would have made the job a lot harder. Now, one last quick note: when putting it together, pay attention to the orientation of things like the backing and the sides before you start bolting it all together. They all have to face in a specific direction for the doors and shelves to work right, so that's something to look out for. The good. So now let's get to what I like about it. First things first, the cost. It's only about $75, and it's even cheaper if you can wait for a sale. It holds a lot of stuff, and because it has doors, it does a really good job at hiding clutter. The adjustable shelves accommodate lots of different size items, and the top of the cabinet makes a good shelf, so I've got a fair amount of stuff both on top of and inside the unit. It looks pretty snazzy. I like the textured finish, it's durable, and it's good at hiding scuffs and marks. I also like the overall size of it. I like the shallow depth, which is about 8 inches, so stuff inside doesn't get buried away and lost. It also doesn't stick out too far from the wall. The not so good. The instructions that came with the cabinet were kind of confusing, so putting it all together actually took up more time than I thought it would. Also, after putting it together, I noticed that when closed, the doors looked uneven, so I ended up having to put washers underneath each door to even them out. I wish it just came with knobs for each door rather than keyed locks, but I can see why some might prefer the locks. I ended up swapping them out for knobs, though I then had to glue some magnets to the doors to help them stay closed. One last thing, when I first got it and opened up the boxes, there were a few dents and bends here and there, but nothing out of the ordinary, especially for something this inexpensive. So am I glad I got this thing? Yes, I've been really satisfied with this cabinet. Yeah, putting it together was a little brutal in places, and it needed a few tweaks here and there, but all in all, it wasn't too bad. It looks good, holds a lot of stuff, and helps a ton in keeping the garage look organized. So that's it for the U.S. General Hanging Tool Cabinet from Harbor Freight. A good buy in my opinion. So thanks for watching my spiel, and until next time, I'll see ya.